I will go to the mountain, I'll buy some dope, and maybe take it somewhere. And I start basically operating shipping by packing in the beginning in baggages, 1 kilo and end up in 100 kilo. I went to Israel, and the second day, the police jumped on me in the street and arrested me. And they locked me in a cell alone. And it was just a pure nightmare, like this tiny cell and the guards and noises at night and screams and the metal noises all the time because everything is metal there. Holding or having or believing an opinion that I am so and so, it's a lie. There's no such. I'm Israeli, I'm Kobi. This is identity. There is no identity. Identity is enslavement, it's prison. And if you're in this prison, you act upon this prison.
So Kobi, thank you so much for coming here today. For many different reasons, you are a very special person. You had an incredible story, and you have a way to look at the world, which is very, very unique, very pure, very beautiful. And I have a lot of respect and admiration for the way you are in general. So growing up in Israel, I know that once you are 18 in Israel, you have to go through the military, right? Yeah. It's mandatory, you have to. Right now, with what's happening in the world and this conflict that seems like it's just never gonna end, I'd love you to share with me your experience as a young man at 18 entering like the army, and how was that experience for you?
Well, we all joined the army, and in the kibbutz we've been kind of conditioned into be the best soldier, volunteer to top unit, do risky jobs. And my job, I was trained for a year and a half, only training until I was a commander. And my job was to command a small group of soldiers on engineering and explosive. And most of my service I did in Lebanon, which was basically at the time a kind of a war zone.
What year was that?
That was 85 to 88. It was very risky and dangerous, but I enjoyed it to some extent. And there was
what part did you enjoy? The adrenaline,
the adrenaline, the risk, the service of the country, and all of that. And and also it was a freedom from the normal. I never was good with rules, and when you're in combat zone, there's not so much rules. It's like you have to survive, you have to live, and you have to act professionally as a soldier. So that was a bit liberal. From need to shave, and need to care about small things. That was not exist in these zones. And the deep experience out of it was the violent. Seeing the extreme violence of we have to take part in, which was people shoot at you, you shoot back, people die, people hurt, people scream. There's blood everywhere. The graphic is really extreme. And in that stage, that creates certain trauma that sat with me for many years. And I think that gave me a certain experience that today I view it completely different. But at the time, I thought I'm a war hero, serving my country and so on. And of course, we protect our own villages and so on in the country. But yet
you're fighting for your brother, your mother, your sisters. Friends, that's everybody does. On each side of every war, people are there for the same reason. I'm just protecting the people behind me, and that's it.
But you don't see the wide spectrum of it. You're very limited with your own agenda and your own ideology. Like we had our own ideology.
We are the good ones, they're the bad ones.
And they have their own ideology, and those ideology clash. Basically, both of the ideologies are bullshit, but yet the sides are ignorant, so we were not able to see it. So
how do you see this conflict today?
Oh, today I will.
How do you see it?
My perspective is changed as we're gonna get later into it. But in my perspective today, it's all pure ignorance. Holding or having or believing an opinion that I am so and so, it's a lie. There's no such. There's no I'm so and so. I'm Israeli. I'm Kobi. This is identity. There is no identity. Identity is enslavement, it's prison. And if you're in this prison, you act upon this prison. So I'm Israeli and I will go to fight against so and so, you know, to protect myself, and he is going to fight against me because he have different identity. He's a Palestinian, for example, and he have to fight against the Israeli. So it's two ignorant sides that killing each other. And in my behalf today, or the way I view that, it's absolutely ridiculous. And yet, if you don't pass certain experiences, it's impossible to get a grip of what I'm saying here, because we are active and functioning so much out of our identity, which is blindness, and we're not able to see how lost we are or how blind we are with that identity.
Most people, and I think all of us as humans, we need this sense of belongings, you know. So this having identity in a group of people and feeling like we are part of a group is something very empowering for us as humans. But I also think, as you said, it's a massive trap, because the more you straighten your identity, the more difficult it becomes to understand what's at the opposite of your identity. Like the more you go far in one direction, the less you're going to take the energy to try to understand what's going on the other side. And I think this is the issue with identity, because you can fall deeper and deeper and deeper into your own identity, which is also what's happening online, you know, with algorithm. You know, you go on YouTube, you watch one football video, they're going to show you like all the football video you want to see, and you're going to end up loving more football again and again. And I think this is a big issue, but something which is very hard to escape as human, this I am that, because we feel like we have to define ourselves, you know. Present yourself. I'm Paul, I'm a chef, I'm French, I do that. It's hard to escape this identity thing, in my opinion.
Probably the hardest thing to do. Actually, it's impossible to do, because to release identity, it's a process of letting go. For most who choose, you start to have certain awareness to see something is, I pay by suffering for my identity. So people that have that a view in their sight, which is awareness, then they start to do the work to loosen up, to let go. It's a process, and you learn what you're not, and what you are, you slowly reveal.
You have to kill the ego.
Yeah, well,
kill a part of the ego, right?
Yeah, but it's a letting go, a process of letting go that people that learn and practice spirituality, so they do that as a practices with yoga, with breath work, with there's so many methods, you know, that can that allow you to enhance the awareness and look at it in yourself, and yet the identity always stays, like my culture stay, and some of my personality stayed, and later we'll get into that why the change happened. But there's two ways basically to dissolve the identity to some extent, not fully. One, it's by the direction of suffer, that the suffer increase so much, and then there's an ego collapse. And then the other way, it's the way of the journey, that you learn and you practice a lot, and hopefully it's definitely going to do good. And with time, things getting better, and there's less suffering for you. Normally all suffering comes from identity. And so and when we identified into anything, so that's ego. So I mean, ego normally inflicts us always suffering.
I love that. I think it's really interesting to feel like, so you change basically when something so bad happened to you that it forces you to change, or it's a decision when you slowly build up this new identity by doing different things, thinking differently, and I like that. And as I know your story, I think you had to go through the suffering phase, right?
I have to suffer.
You had to suffer to change your identity.
I suffer until the age of 54 extremely.
Okay. And but before we get into that, I'd love to cook something for you.
Wonderful.
Yeah?
I'd love to eat something.
Did you come hungry?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have eat croissant in the morning, and that's it, I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. It's very Very simple dish.
Ooh la la.
Roasted celeriac. And the soup is also celeriac. It's the same veg. Don't pretend it's good. I'm
I don't
joking.
think it's very sweet.
It is a sweet veg. It's a root. Yeah, it's
Wow,
beautiful.
I like.
So yes, I love this veg. I don't know, it's very, very special. There's some flavor almost of vanilla. Natural vanilla
It's
flavor.
amazing. There's so much texture.
Yeah. When did you move to India?
So when I finished this military service,
Yeah.
I had a strong calling to go somewhere beautiful, somewhere like a small island, tropical.
How old were you?
22.
22.
So I worked a little bit in some factory just to earn money for the ticket. Went to New York, worked for a few months, and then traveled to Asia. I started with Thailand, was on the beach for a month, met my friend, and we traveled to Nepal, did some classical backpacking trekking, and then went to Goa, to India. So we went to India, New Delhi, was in shock because India, it's like 1990. And we were shocked because it's dirty, noisy, everybody tried to get something out of
Overwhelming.
you. Yeah, overwhelming. But we adapt fast. And immediately on arrival, we heard it's the time to go to the south where there's a trance parties.
So yeah, Goa was it's like one of the one of the main city in the world for like the hippie culture.
There was like people that escaped the Vietnam War and lived as hippies.
Yeah.
And it was also a Christian colony in India, so it was a bit more liberal in a way. So I guess the foreigner could more
easily move
be
there.
Easily less controlled and so on, especially when you're talking about hippie community, which use drugs and so on. So we went to Goa, and I mean, we find out those parties. We never knew what it is really. We didn't know full moon parties, a trance party. We didn't know what it is. And we went to the first one, and everybody was dancing wild. And we drink beer, and we got sick after 2 hours, And we asked people and said, no, you have to take that thing,
Oh, that was your first introduction to drugs.
Yeah, and then we discovered LSD.
There you go.
So we took
first night.
Yeah.
Welcome to Goa.
We took LSD, and it was fantastic. Like we were dancing, went completely into trance. The music get into you, into us, and we were two friends, and it was fantastic.
Can you describe a bit more the feeling of being on LSD?
Well, in the beginning we laugh a lot. It comes up and you start to laugh and laugh. There's lots of joy and laugh. And then the vibration of this loudspeaker in the middle of the beach or a forest, in the nature, and the music, the vibration of the sound, like going through your body, and you really feel it, and it's kind of
going through
moving you, and you just melt into the music. And
you become one with your environment or something.
Yeah, and the colors become to be more enhanced, and everything is enhanced. And it's kind of, and the color play, there's like the eyes melting a little bit, the visual.
The shapes are changing.
Yeah, shapes are changing and get smeared off, So you drift into the dance, and that's our experience was. Like we start to go to those parties every other day, take a little bit of LSD. And it was a transformation without us aware of it because I came from the military. And I wasn't aware, but actually I start to pass a healing because I came from this trauma into this total liberation, so to speak, total liberation, because it's not. But for me at that time,
it was feeling like there was nothing better.
Of freedom, and lots of foreigners, everybody with colors and fluorescent lights and dancing and happiness, like that was life. Nothing can be better than that. So the experience itself was fantastic. We stay for a month. And we travel again to Thailand, and then I went to Australia to make money, and then I returned to India for another season. We did 6 months. I stayed 6 months in Goa, and then I got more serious into the trance party. I knew how to dress, I knew how to consume. But also there started to be some kind of side effect of the drug and stuff, paranoias and fears and stuff like that started to come up with the trips, It started to get more complicated at times.
When you come down?
No. Sometimes the trip goes up, I used to get fears, I used to get
Okay.
scared and sometimes didn't merge into the music and felt very awkward.
Because your body gets used to it, I think also, right?
No, it's called bad trip, and it's actually because it's enhancing the situation. So if you're happy, it enhances the happiness. If you go into fear, it will enhance the fear.
Of course,
Well,
of course.
I didn't know much then, but I just drift into the fear sometimes, and that was quite horrible. And I think in that season, the second season, I already stop or slow down really on using LSD. And parallel to that, we smoke a lot of Indian hash. It's called charas, and we smoke a lot of that. And that was really relaxing because the cannabis products are kind of giving a relaxation feeling. So that was really a good medicine for us to plaster the trauma that you came from the military. We were not aware of all of that, but that's what it did. It made us to feel good.
And so that's like a few years traveling back and forth to India, discovering psychedelic worlds.
Yeah.
And then you move to the
To
you
the
end up in
mountain.
to the mountain, right?
Yeah,
To the Himalaya.
like the third season, I already thought, the smoke that I smoke, I like to know more about it, and I start to see that everybody do business with this kind of thing, like I said, it's like I will go to the mountain and I'll buy some dope, and maybe take it somewhere, like 'cause I heard other people doing it, so. And then I start evolving in that direction. I went to the mountain, and already in the first season, it was like cannabis growing everywhere, wild in the Himalaya mountain,
Just naturally.
naturally everywhere. Yeah,
Just like, okay. There's no farmers, no one plants it, it's just
there
growing.
is as well. But down in the villages, on the path you walk, there will be plants everywhere.
Okay.
And in between September to October is the time they're ready to smoke, to harvest. So I stayed in that is the season, and I stayed there, and I thought, okay, you start learning that basically the plant that grow in low altitude are less good, and the plant that grow high altitude, you start to learn about it, and as a farmer, I immediately connected to that. So I went to a place that is very far away. It's called
Very high up the mountain.
It's called Malana, and there's living there a tribe that you cannot touch them or their houses. They're kind of sacred. But they are the best smoker and the best producer. And I went there and learned how to make.
What do you mean the best smokers?
Because they are smokers. Most of the Indians don't smoke. They just sell you. They make it and they sell you.
But those guys up there, they go
Those
for
guys,
it.
they're smoking. So because they're smoker, they make it the best.
Okay, because
So
yeah,
the product
they know
is
what's quality.
incredible, yeah.
Okay.
So I went there and I bought some, and I had the best dope, I started to have this kind of thing.
And you started the business.
And I bought a little bit more, and I went back to the city, and I decided to take it elsewhere to sell it. And I decided to go to Japan.
Why Japan?
I have no idea, because many other people go there, and I thought it's good money. So
I don't see Japan as a place to sell weed as well, no?
Well, at the time, I don't know today, but at the time it was very illegal and very expensive, of course.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was
High
a
risk, high profit.
high community of foreigners consuming it.
Okay.
So I
Hard
packed
to
it.
find as well, I can imagine, right?
So I packed it in the small thingies, like that size, and with cling film wrap, and swallow it, and took an airplane to Tokyo.
Muling.
I was mule in my body. It was terrible to swallow it, and as well some packs got open.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, and I found myself on the floor of the airport completely blacked out, Somehow I managed.
Because you're so high, right?
Yeah, I was totally high. It was madness. But the bomb engineer, the crazy, almost death experience constantly in the military, I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And
how long did you do that for?
I did it only once. I put in my body that, I went there, I sold, I returned, and I did it only once. I said I cannot tolerate it. And then I went to learn, I asked people, and I learned how to pack it. And I started basically operating shipping by packing in the beginning in baggages.
From India to?
From India to Europe or other countries, and started with, 1 kilo and ended up in 100 kilo over the time. I had my own production system. I had my own team that worked high up in the mountain. We used to go up to the jungle, climb and stay for 3-4 weeks.
Full on operation.
Full on operation, like 20 employees. Produce it, And we produce a top quality because I had a very unique client market that evolved with the quality. So I had a special client market. So I used to go to the mountain high up, stay there with my team and produce all of that charas, hash, and then export it. So I needed to handle everything, production, in the nature, working with the local. And of course, it's very illegal. In India, anything above 10 grams at the time was 10 years in prison, automatically. So you have to really be careful. And slowly, I mean, it's grew from 1 kilo to 12 kilo, from 12 kilo to 20 kilo, from 20 kilo to 30, and so on. It went on and on from a small bag to a suitcase, from a suitcase to air cargo, from air cargo to a container, shipping container.
So at the end, we're talking like, this is close to millions of euro per year, no?
Yes.
Like we took like hundreds of kilo. Like I don't know how many kilos that was per year, but that's like a lot of money, right? We're talking.
Well, it is, when I was making, I think in the second year already, I earned, and I came from a place with no money. I grew up without knowing what is money. And the second year I already make $120,000. And I never went under that. Always go up and up. And you have to understand, for me, it was like, I never saw
that's
money.
cash, right?
I don't know what to
That's
do with
only
the
cash.
money, yeah.
Yeah,
I
right?
didn't
So
know
you
what
have
to do with the
mountain of
money.
cash
Yeah.
sitting there.
So in the third year, I used to return with a lot of money and always hide it somewhere. And after some time, I learned to invest and open a saving account, which I started to invest. And at that time, you could go with a $80,000 cash, put it on the counter of a bank and say, I want to invest.
Really?
Some banks accepted it.
Really?
Today they will take you to prison probably, but at the time,
Are they gonna double check?
At the time,
We're like,
okay,
wait here, sir. We're gonna check.
Let us call the police.
Yeah.
So at the time it was okay, and so it went on. It went professional. And
For how long did you?
17 years.
17 years.
Yeah, 17 years I did it
Until your 40s, basically.
until I'm 42, the age of 42. And I think the last deal was the value was of $1 million. And because the deal got busted, got caught, and the market value immediately jumped, it was $2 million already, because when the market is in lack, the prices goes up.
This is crazy. When you see you, you look such like a normal guy, and there is this background of massive international drug dealing. And when I heard this story, you told me, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is insane. 17 years, that's a long time. But most of the people I think get caught eventually when you get into this game.
Yes.
It's really, there are very few people who never get caught.
It's true. Most of people get caught.
Most of people get caught. And you got caught?
I got caught, yeah. I was living here in Ibiza. And
family, everything?
Yeah, family, 2 children, 4 and 8. My daughter was 4, my son was 8. Children in private school, nice finca, a villa, nice cars, whatever we want, business class tickets.
Beautiful life, right?
Everything sorted, and a lot of ego. And then the container was supposed to arrive to Israel, and I thought, I don't trust. I took a partner decision, and I went there, and basically somebody snitched. And
there's always a snitch.
Yeah, somebody, because I always operated alone. And this time I took somebody, and from his behalf, they were not as professional.
You went out of your system.
Yes, exactly. I went out of my standards.
After 17 years.
Yeah, that was at the time I would call it a mistake, but there's no mistakes in life. And I went to Israel, and the second day, the police jumped on me in the street and arrested me. And I was, a week before that, I drank ayahuasca the first time. And in the ayahuasca session, I decided to change my way of how I'm going to manage this deal, and took higher risk. I don't know, I couldn't understand why. And also the ayahuasca changed me in a way, because when I got caught, I didn't shut up when I sat in front of the police. I took responsibility. And normally as a professional, you never admit. Never talk to a policeman as a professional. This is your enemy, you don't talk to them. And I said, they're all fluffy, like, yeah, it's me, it's only smoke, you know. And here I'm looking at 10 years prison sentence, you know.
Yeah. You just like,
You know.
you
And
owned
I was
it. You said like,
crying, my children back home, what will be now? You know, I was completely broken. And yeah, then the real journey started.
I really want, we don't get into that. I think the parts of when you went into prison and what you experienced there, it's really, really special. But before that, I just want to cook this next dish for you because it's ready.
Okay, let's
Okay.
break for the
Okay.
prison break.
Prison break. Oh, I love that.
Let's go for the prison break,
Prison break.
which I love the series,
Scofield.
of course.
The Scofield
Yeah.
brother, right?
Yeah. No, actually, I like the one with the amphetamine business. Which one was
Breaking
it?
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Wow, this is
that is
big,
the
unreal.
my
This is
favorite one. Wow. What are you going to surprise me with?
So that's it's kind of a biryani rice,
Wow.
but I took the flavor from Iraq to make this rice. Okay.
Wow.
When you go dig deep, go to the bottom, because it's like layered, right? And
There's lamb in there.
there's lamb.
Nah, it's really Indian.
So yeah, Middle Eastern like spices in the rice,
Wow.
confit lamb shoulder, caramelized onion, fried onion, some datiles, dates. And on top, you have a gremolata, which is a mix of nuts. I have almonds, sunflower seeds with lemon zest, parsley, dill, and chive. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and inside you have like also a saffron cream in between each layer.
It's fantastic.
Enjoy, Mr. Kobi. Tell me, just tell me how you felt. You know, the first day you get locked in. You've been sentenced to how long?
I
5?
was after 9 months of of a trial. I sentenced for 55 months. And
Which is 5 years. For
4 years and 8
4.5.
months. Yeah,
4, yeah.
4 and 8
Okay.
months. Well, I always dread prison, and I thought it's never going to happen to me, as I'm very professional. Yet when it happened, I mean, it was horrific. The entrance to prison, it's like, it's an experience behind any description. It's you're going between all of those cells. The energy is terrible. And I feared, because I feared what I saw in TV about prison, you know, that I will get raped, that I will be attacked.
Violence.
And I didn't know where I'm going, and who knows what's going to happen. And then I have 2 kids back home that now left alone, a wife, you know, a whole family basically. So I'm kind of torn away from my life.
You abandon them, you can
Yeah,
feel it.
and fun. And then the guilt came the next day. Okay, I didn't have time for guilt. I arrived late, and after a long investigation.
You're tired, you're scared. Yeah.
And they locked me in a cell, alone. And it was just a pure nightmare, you know, like this tiny cell, and the guards, and noises at night, and screams, and the metal noises all the time, because everything is metal there.
Doors clacking.
Yeah, clack, 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 the clocks. And like, this stayed with me for a long time. That was the trauma from prison, was the noise. And,
metal.
Yeah. And that was the first night. It was very tough, but it stays like that for 9 months. For 9 months, I was a broken man, a literally broken man. And I could not rise out of it. And then when I moved to prison, slowly I started to recover because the condition was better. I was also able to see the sky, because I couldn't see sky, you know, I was locked. So condition got slightly better, but it always was a prison until this experience of meditation that showed me there's something else, but I never could understand what happened. I just felt the deep, deep peace that lasts for a day and a half or so, you know, but it was a deep, deep experience, what you read, so.
The first time you were introduced to meditation.
Yeah, Yeah, and I never continued meditation after that. I probably went another couple of times, and that's it. I neglected it.
You never made it a habit. None, I mean, from day one.
Never.
Okay, of course.
Never,
Of course.
never,
I mean,
never.
no one does.
Yeah. Because when I finished prison, I just tried to survive, make money, return to see what I'm going to do, what will be, and so on, So overall, the prison was a long journey, and got better with the condition. A lot of violent. I wasn't getting raped. I haven't been raped, but I would attacked a couple of times, punches, a lot of knife and stabbing. Luckily, I came without any scars, but a lot of knife. People are very, very violent.
Yeah.
And that was kind of horrific, to live in this environment. I didn't know, I could not imagine this environment even exist. It's worse than the movies. People hang themselves just out of depression. People are so extremely violent and they attack everything that moves if it's possible. There's no reason to
There's
create
violent hate.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It's a very tough environment, and I realized I need to survive and finish it alive. So I start to exercise, and I start to learn also I thought, okay, I'm not a violent person. I never have a very violent nature. Being a soldier is one thing, but man to man on a normal routine. So I learned I started to exercise, and I learned to push people away from my space. Basically, I learned the hard way, how to talk in prison, how to behave in prison, because it's a whole laws,
right?
a whole book how you deal with that. So that was the prison journey, like when I finished, I went to parole. I had to work, and somehow I wanted to work in mechanic, because I learned engines and motors, and I want to work in that. But somehow the universe said no. I got a job in a farm. And they wanted the farm to table concept, and I started to manage this project. And all along that way, I started to develop the field and the irrigation system, and build up structure for that farm. But I suffered. I carried with myself incredible burden.
What was it?
Just sadness, depression. I was not a happy person at all. I couldn't forgive myself.
Were you back with your family at this point?
Yes.
In Ibiza, yeah.
I returned alone, and then they came behind me, and we got a house.
Here in Ibiza? Yeah.
And I managed to earn money, and we managed to make a living, but I was a sad, depressed person. And I wouldn't admit it. I was in denial. And this sadness was very, very deep. And it got worse and worse, and I just didn't smile. And I needed to smoke to feel the slightest peace. I used to smoke some hash to feel some peace.
What was it?
What I smoked?
No.
Sorry.
No, the sadness. What was that coming from?
I didn't know it at the time, but the sadness was the burden of getting caught. Of now I'm a loser. Before I was Mr. the Professor.
You lost your status.
Yes. Before I was
You
the
became
professor.
no one.
And now I became no one. Not only no one, I also admitted, the biggest thing was that I admitted my case. That I admitted to the police I was a failure. That I told them I did it.
You didn't even fight for it.
Yeah. And for me, that was a failure. And also the society of the narco trafficker, the people that work around in this field that knows me, for them it's a failing, like I'm also in prison.
Lost their respect.
You lose. People are nice to you, but in generally, inside me, it was burning. It was burning very, very heavy. And I carried this burden for like 7 years after the release.
Wow.
And that led for a divorce after 25 years. And the kids felt it, everybody felt it home when I came from work. I was just not a happy person. I didn't want to hear, talk, I didn't initiate in excitement. I used to go to social events. I used to need to drink first 2 glasses of wine so I can put a fake smile on my face. Rolled a couple of joints every evening so I feel a bit of peace, which was
numb the pain.
Yeah, to numb the pain, but I was in total denial. My wife used to say, "You're in pain, you suffer." And I said, "No, I'm good." I was in total denial.
What changed?
Well,
how did you? What was the switch?
I didn't. It's not something that I did intentionally. It was a period. It's went to a stage that we decided on divorce. We separated, and then my wife, ex-wife now, left with the kids to Canada. and I left alone for 1 year. And I went into a heavier depression. And I felt now I lost my family as well.
That was probably the last thing that was keeping you sane,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
The last
And
thing.
that's exactly the thing that allowed me completely to the bottom of the well. And it went so bad, I decided I needed to do yoga. And there was a yoga retreat.
It just came to you like that.
It just came on my path because the farm practiced with some teacher for the future opening of the hotel. And I took a lesson in Kundalini yoga. One. And that evening, the family was still home. And that evening, I came back home, and there was certain energy running through my body. I felt it in my tailbone. I was like, that's weird, you know. I didn't know what it is anyway. And from that day, I enter a 15 months journey of hell. Literally.
After the yoga, the first
Yeah, after the first lesson of yoga.
Okay,
Literally hell, and every day in this hell, I practice yoga. Every day, I will practice
mental
yoga.
hell.
Yeah, mental hell.
Yeah.
The suffering went more and more extreme. Meantime, the family left and I practiced yoga, and hell is getting louder.
Feeling the pain even more and more
my
every day.
face was all like contracted, you know, I was in pain constantly.
For 15 months.
15 months of journey. In spiritual terms, it's called the dark night of the soul.
It's a big
Because
night.
what happened is start activation. I was not aware of it, but the activation. The activation is start to push all the blockages. The blockages are the traumas that we collect from very young, from birth, basically. And it start pushing them. I was not aware of it. I was just aware that I suffer and suffer and suffer. And it reached a stage where it was 21, March 21, the beginning of the month. I prepared the field, and I planted beetroot. I remember a baby plant beetroot, and I was on the soil. And just to understand, I love plants and I love the soil. It's give me always joy and peace when I do that. And I was there suffering. And I stopped, I looked on the horizon, and I said, I can't live like that anymore. I can't. And then I thought suicide.
Yeah.
I look on the trees. I said, I can't suicide. I have children. They're passing enough trauma. And I'm not a suicidal as well, you know. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, well, try to relax. So
It's like, yeah. I cannot live like that. But I don't want to die, but I cannot live like that either.
Exactly. I realized I reached a point that's impossible like that anymore.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
Absolutely stuck. Yeah.
And I think at that moment I accepted that my life is hell. That this life that I'm living are hell. And I don't know what to do, but it's hell. And I admitted it. I admitted it. Eventually I said it loudly to the trees, to the plant. There was nobody around.
This is fucking hell.
This is hell. I cannot live like that anymore.
It's facing reality at least.
Yeah, the first time I faced reality, and in that moment the change started.
Absolutely.
And in that moment, I took the telephone and I listened. I pressed something. I don't know what even I pressed. I never listened to any poetry and camp poetry from Rumi. And I listened to Rumi. And Rumi is a Persian poet, very famous. And you have this beautiful poetry about the wound and the light and so on. And I couldn't understand much of it, but he talked about the pain, and I saw the pain in me. And I started to cry. And I just went down on the floor and I cried over the flower for like, I don't know how long, there was no time. And I didn't cry, poor me. No, I was like crying, just taking out the energy. I don't know how to explain it. Relief. I didn't thought, I just cried. And then I got up and I felt like lighter. And I finished the working day. Went home and started to wake up early at night. Oh, weird. Next day, I took the phone and I pressed again something. I didn't know what I pressed. And there was a spiritual talk, which I never listened in my life. And I listened to the spiritual talk. It was by Eckhart Tolle. 1 hour talk. I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, this is my life. This is exactly what's going on with me. This pain, this identity, this poor me. And I saw everything that he described in me. So the denial moved away and I could look now inside. And I went to the tool shed, and as I went across the field, suddenly a vibration passed through me and it shook me completely, and I just sat down on the floor. I didn't know what happened. And I got up and I felt lighter. Just lighter, like physically even, lighter. And I couldn't get any of it what happened. was a deep peace and very, very physically light. And I just walked and did what I need to do. And I just accepted something happened. I didn't die because I thought this is a heart attack. And that's it. And then an hour later, my mom called and she immediately, Kobi, what happened? And I was like, Mom, nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking. She said, no, I can hear on your voice something happened. A change, transformation started. I was not aware what is transformation. I was not aware of spirituality as well. Probably for the best. And so I was like that for a few days, really peaceful. And I started to smile and laugh, but genuinely, like truly, I was like just peaceful.
Is that what you can call bliss?
Yes, it was. I would call it a deep peace. In that stage, it was a very deep peace. Like,
Contentment.
yeah, content. Everything is good. Just don't think everything is good. I didn't analyze anything. I didn't thought about what was happening. And then after I think 3 or 4 nights, I stopped sleeping literally. I was sleeping 2 hours, and I wake up and one night I woke up. I went straight to the yoga mat and I pressed play on the yoga lesson, Kundalini yoga. And in the moment the teacher started talk, sorry, everything changed. And now I describe it now because at the time I was just the experience itself. So I didn't analyze, what's happening to me. It was just, I went into the experience being the experience itself. And I literally did yoga and the body turned to be a buzzing. It was vibrating. And the sound went through the body, into the body, as the sound. And I did all the yoga in a certain perfection way. And I did probably 2 or 3 lessons. And I didn't know how amazing it was. I just know that I was in there's something amazing happening. And then I got up from the yoga, I opened the window, and everything was just pure light. It was just sunrise, and I mean, light, I mean, there was no separation. Neither between me and the air, me and the trees, the soil, everything was one. Everything is connected with this sparkly light that radiates, it's vibrate. And everything is one organism. As far as I could see, was one organism, look as one, and it's all, you could see a tree, but the tree was light, and it was the shape of a tree, but light with the air, and everything was vibrating. And incredible sensation of love and sacredness, and the sound, a very loud sound of, I don't know how to describe that sound even. And
how do you explain that?
You can't, even what I said now, it does not explain the slightest of it. It's impossible to explain this experience. It's oneness. The spiritual world is oneness, but it's impossible to explain it.
And I think I was trying to think, like, trying to make sense of what you just said, right? But sometimes I realize that we always try to make sense of things that maybe we don't have this power to make sense. And sometimes as humans, we try to answer some questions that are not our job to answer, right? And put ourselves in the position of God or whatever. Be like, I need to know, or I need to answer that. But no, it's all right. You're a human. You don't have to understand everything. I think it's important to. I realized, like, I was trying to make sense of what you said, but you don't have to. You don't have to explain everything. You don't have to know everything.
Humans always try to put logic because we operate through the mind. And mind you have to put.
And we need to make sense of reality.
That's the logic we want to. And there's no logic. There is no logic and sense in everything. In the moment you left separation, because we live in a separation. Here is Kobi and here is Paul. Kobi and the table. In that stage, there's no Kobi on the table. There's no Kobi. Kobi is dissolved completely. In the moment the identity dissolves, completely collapse, you in one with everything. And that one that connects everything is God. So to speak, I don't want to put a religion term because it's not religion at all, God. God is something that exists in everything. In everything is there. Between every atom, there's God.
It's the thing you cannot see and you cannot explain, and you don't have to see and explain.
You, Kobi, cannot see God. Nobody as identity can see God. You have to be in oneness with all, to be immersed into this divinity existent that we truly are. This
is feel it, though.
Who we are.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel His presence.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. That is the only connection you can ever have to like the bigger thing. So you might be able to feel it sometime and to like, carry it with you.
Yeah.
Some moments. Yeah,
Everybody along life, I assume most people along life have moments that are a slight awakening, a small window of opening toward divinity, I would say. It's normally a friction. Normally, like when the mind stops, for example, people that climb a rock cliff, so they cannot think about nonsense. They actually totally present with what they're doing. So in that stage, you're actually much more connected. In this stage, it's a completely dissolvement of, there was no anymore Kobi. I was not existing. I didn't even form.
No more identity. We're getting back to the identity.
Yeah, no more. The identity
Completely
collapsed. It dissolved completely.
Dissolved
Completely
version of
dissolved.
yeah. All right. I think this is fascinating. Before we wrap it up, I'd love to make a dessert for you because you
Dessert
have
for the sweet moment.
That's it. That's it.
The awakening moment come very sweet.
That's it. So I have something.
Yeah.
Something for you.
Amazing.
All right, Kobi.
Wow.
So that's the Quince you gave me 2 days ago at the gym.
Yeah.
So Quince, a bit of rose oil and finger lime. Okay. Here you have a saffron panna cotta and a rose ice cream.
Wow.
And here you have a pistachio cookie.
How I eat that?
With
Little
the
from each thing together?
curiosity is key. Just have fun. There's no rules.
Okay.
No, not that. No, I'm joking. Like go crazy.
So nice, Quince. What gave it the pink color? It's natural? Or
It's natural. When you cook it, they become orange.
wow.
Yeah.
No, I think this one have to go like that. That's a pistachio.
Yeah.
This one will go like that. We said to be creative, and then we'll put this one here.
Okay, that's it. Exactly.
Japanese.
It's a very good way to eat it. I think you found the key to the puzzle.
That's so nice.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoy. So Kobi, we're gonna wrap it up. It was such a pleasure to have you. It's been a long time we talk about doing this together, and finally I have cooked for you, and I'm really happy that we could capture your incredible life story and your insights and how you've been going through this life and how you are today like looking back at it with so much wisdom. So yeah, thanks so much for coming. If you have anything that you would like to finish with, any piece of advice, wisdom, just anything you want to share with the people watching today, what would that be?
Yeah, I would love to add, and probably it's the most important in whole of the story. It is that each person should know that he is an incredible divine creation. Incredible. It's impossible to imagine how amazingly loving, beautiful we are in our essence. This is who every human. Our purpose in life of every human, it's come here, it's to awake. Even if it's happened to me suddenly without any plans, when it's happened, you're aware that everything that happened to in my stories I told, it's a gift. The military, the combat, all this pain is the medicine. Actually, it's the medicine to wake up. You can wake up with it or without it. It's not necessarily you need to suffer like that. Yet the purpose is to wake up and to self-realize how beautiful life is. For now, I think prison was an amazing gift. Anything that happened in my life history, it's a gift. It was a beautiful lesson, and I'm living in a presence, and I'm looking at people as a beautiful creation. And so is my service is to remind people, all of these interviews, to remind each viewer that you are a beautiful being, and your journey is ahead of you. Just enjoy the moment and be peace, be love, because that's what you truly are in you. All of us are incredible. So I just want to thank for every viewer and everybody and tell you I love you because I am love and so do you. Everybody are love. This is the creation force is love and so is in every person on this planet. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, Kobi. I love you too. Thank you so much for those beautiful words. And I will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kobi. Thank you so much. Yeah, beautiful.
I started hunting when I was 13. I used to hunt porcupines. The big one, not the hedgehogs.
Porcupines.
The big one.
Thank you, Kobi. Thank you so much.
Now can I eat?
Now you can enjoy. Now you can enjoy.